welcome to episode 1. We don't have our setup yet, so, and background.
Okay, it's gone.
Okay,
hi.
Hey! Welcome to Two Girls on the Sidelines.
Hi, welcome. My name is Skye.
I'm Ashley.
Did the lights just go off?
Okay, we just lost power.
Give us a
Great.
second. Hold on.
Okay, hey
Sorry about
again,
that.
we're back. Power's back on.
Yeah, so the thing is, we're starting out, okay? You gotta give us some grace, please.
Yeah, we're still getting our podcast filming location set up.
And it's gonna be really
bear
cute
with
once
us.
we finish. You gotta start somewhere, all right? And this is just where we're starting, so welcome, I guess. Hey, so let's go ahead and start a little bit talking about ourselves, right?
Yeah, a little introduction.
Yeah. You want to go first?
Yeah,
Tell
I
people
can
who you
go.
are.
Okay, guys. Hi, my name's Ashley. I'm currently a student at Clemson University. I'll be a senior this fall, so I'm almost done, which is like actually crazy. I feel like I was just a freshman.
It goes by so fast.
Yeah, it does. But basically, I am majoring in a sports concentration. I really want to work in sports. I don't know what exactly that looks like yet, but I'm thinking either the realm of strength and conditioning or broadcasting. So we're just gonna see. Oh, there comes the music again.
It's okay.
So yeah, we're just gonna see kind of where I end up. I honestly have no idea. I'm just going with the flow. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
All right. My name is Skye. I just finished my undergrad at Clemson, but now I'm getting my master's in sports, business, and data analytics. I'm very excited. Part of the first cohort. My bad. I started out as a political science in undergrad, which is kind of confusing because you're like, okay, you want to work in sports. But
Yeah,
you
I
did
started off
poli
as a
sci?
nursing major, so
Yeah. I guess
we both changed our trajectory.
Yeah, well, so I always knew I wanted to work in sports, and I was like, I'm going to be a sports attorney. Like, political science is going to help me out. I'm going to go to law school, then, take the bar, be a sports attorney. Everything's going to be great. It's going to be fine. And then but like the last 2 months of school before I graduated, I was like, I'm just like dreading studying for the LSAT. It's not fun. It's time consuming, and it's just like my heart wasn't in it. And I was like, if my heart's not in it, and I don't actually feel passionate about this at this moment, then maybe that's just not what I should be doing. Yeah. So I decided not to do that. I decided to go ahead and apply for the Masters of Sports Business and Data Analytics course or class, cohort, whatever. And yeah, I was just like, you know what? This is where I'm supposed to be. I love Clemson, and it's a 1-year program, so that's what I'm doing right now, with the end goal of being a sports agent. But before I do that, I want to work with the NFL, and we can have another podcast talking about our life goals and stuff. But that's just a little
more
bit
in
about
depth.
it. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, basically, so how this kind of started was Skye and I met back in January. And we kept seeing each other on the bus between classes, and we just like would talk, and we just like got to know each other, and then we hung out a few times after that. Well, the first time we like hung out was at my 21st birthday party.
Yeah, I was about to
so
say,
that
that's
was
how we
kinda
met.
funny how that happened.
So I got a job at this restaurant in our college town back in December, and then the girl that I worked with, she was like, hey, like my roommate is having a birthday party, and she was like, if you want to come, you're more than welcome to. And I was like, sure, why not, I guess. And then that's how I met her.
Yeah, and then the rest was history.
Months later,
we decided to start a podcast.
But like she said, it just started with us just randomly seeing each other on the little campus bus in between classes, and we'd be like, oh my gosh, hey.
Yeah.
And then I think she mentioned something about wanting to work in sports, and I was like, wait, me too. And we just like clicked.
Yeah,
and hit
we
it
started
off.
like bonding over that, and then
Yeah.
like literally anytime we'd hang out after that, it was just like us talking about like sports and like what we wanted to do, and then we talked so much that like it just made sense to start a podcast.
But I'm excited. I think definitely for sure we've learned that there's a lot that goes into making a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot, and we're both like yappers. We love talking.
Yes.
So it's fitting
I love
for
to
us,
ramble,
but-
love to talk.
Yeah.
So we're both very new at this, so
Yeah.
just bear with us. Our goal with this podcast is to just get like a different perspective from athletes and sports professionals that work in the field, and just hear their stories beyond what their job is, and a lot of times, like, when you're an athlete, it's hard not to get wrapped up in it and think of that as like the center of your identity. Like for me, I never made it to the college level with tennis, but I competed all throughout high school and started playing when I was pretty young, and I got obsessed with it, and it became like my entire identity. And I feel like I kind of just lost sight of everything else in my life that was supposed to, you know, be important. You're more than like the sport you play, and I was just putting so much pressure on myself, and it's not sustainable because, one, like, you can't play the sport your entire life. You're gonna have to retire at some point. I was starting to get super burnt out, and then when I went from, you know, just after school, like, I'd play tennis for hours, and then I would like go on my ball machine and just like, that's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to hang out with my friends, and like I realized, okay, this isn't healthy. Like, it was like an unhealthy obsession basically. And so when I finally like went to college and I decided to just like stop playing completely, because I couldn't even like play for fun. Like, that's how obsessed I was. But I kind of had to find like a different outlet, and so I started just getting into like health and fitness, and I just like started teaching myself a lot about it and doing like research, and I love it so much. And so I would like want to hopefully incorporate that somehow in my future job with sports. I think just like working with athletes like in that field would just be super fulfilling, and that's ultimately what I want, just like a job that's going to be super rewarding and fulfilling, and just being part of like the atmosphere, like especially just being at Clemson. Our just athletic atmosphere like overall is literally insane. Like when like football season comes around, like the school like triples in size. Like it's like the fans care like just as much as the players, and there's just so much energy, and like I think that's like what draws me the most, sports.
Yeah, for me it definitely was like once I got to the college realm of sports, I guess, and started seeing the fan bases around college football and the atmosphere and how ride or die people are for their teams. That's when my love for it grew even more, and that's why I knew I wanted to work in football. But yeah, like I really wanted to start this podcast because, like she said, to shine lights, help athletes see themselves as more than just an athlete as well. Because, I mean, I was never in that professional field of being an athlete. I played in high school, but it wasn't like anything crazy. But just like seeing from the outside looking in, I can see how that can affect a person mentally, especially if you've grown up your whole life going to camps and, you know, going to trainings and workouts since you were a little kid, and that's all you know. Like, it can be so hard for that to consume you, and I just want to make sure that like people know like they're worth more than their sport as well. Like there's, you know, they're worthy of so much more besides excelling.
It's so hard because you're dealing with the pressures of like the outside world and like people who view you as just an athlete like competing at a high level, and then you're also dealing with like the pressure that you're putting on yourself.
I think the biggest example I always think of is like how many times have you gone to a game and somebody on the other team gets injured, and like yes, they clap once they stand up and stuff, which is great, but even in like headlines and tabloids and stuff, if you're on the other team, you're excited because you're like, their star players out, like we don't have to worry about them anymore. And it's like, this is more than a game. Like, this is someone's livelihood, this is someone's career. Like, you know, whether
it's not just about like winning and losing. It's like these are real people.
It's real families, real people that love them, you know. So like, let's shed light on that. And for a lot of people, it's not every day that you're gonna have interactions with athletes, right? So our kind of mission is, how do we bring light to this and allow people to get to see athletes as the person they are. And I think the best way to do that is bring them on a podcast, interview them, talk to them, and just let you guys get to have those conversations with them that you might not be able to have in person. So,
and not just athletes, but also just people working in the field. They also can put a lot of pressure on themselves because it's like they know like who they're impacting and the level that they're impacting at, and I feel like it can also be hard to balance, like, you know, you also want to be building relationships with these people, but also keeping in mind that like you have a job to do, and you're there to just be like somebody who they can rely on, and so that can also be really tough.
Yeah,
working
but
in the sports world.
Yeah, more than that too. you know, the other aspect of our podcast, having people that work in sports come on, is also for the benefit of you guys too. Like, we're both young, we don't have jobs in sports. Like, we help out with our college sports, athletics, but as far as like a real set in stone job, we don't have that yet. And we know, we've been there, how hard it can be looking for a job or trying to apply for things and feeling like you're just being unseen and nobody's giving you a chance. And it's like, if you really want it, like, it can be frustrating and draining. It's like, please,
especially
like,
females.
Yeah, it's hard. And so it's like, we want to bring people in who have made their foot in the door, whether they're starting out or they've been there for forever working with sports, and just allow
people
them
who we can look up to.
And allow them to like talk to you guys and us at the same time and just tell us like how they got there, like why are they so passionate about it, what do they recommend we do, what are the steps they took. And of course everyone's journey is different, but it's good for inspiration and just to kind of like, you know, so you can like be inspired to know, okay, maybe I should be trying to take a similar route if this is what I want to do. So I think that'll be very cool to have people on. But with that, before we leave you guys, just some like pointers from what we've even learned so far is just like really put yourself out there. LinkedIn's a great networking resource, but connect with people and reach out to them, ask them questions.
It's honestly all about connections these days, like who you know.
And then getting involved with your school athletics.
Don't be afraid of anything. Like, I feel like at first, like before I tried to just like fully jump into it, I was just like kind of hesitant of rejection, and sometimes it just takes a bit longer. You just don't know what your path looks like yet, so just keep on like connecting with people, meeting with people, like literally at the most random places I've had networking opportunities with people. Like, it's so crazy how it happens.
But just keep going, keep pushing, and we can't wait to have you guys tune in and watch our future episodes. We're really excited to get this going, and we really thank you guys for all of your support, the followers that we have right now. Even though we're small, we're confident, and we're just excited. So I really appreciate you guys, seriously.
Stay tuned and come back for episode 2.
All right, bye.
'Cause it's going to be good.